Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the.
Yep, he is. All right, so we're getting close. So let's do free agency outlook. And I have another name to add to free agency. So first name I want to toss out there, Mike Santana. Looks like he has finished up with All Elite Wrestling. Nobody really said whether or not he got fired or his contract expired. I think, with the way AEW does business, probably contract expired. Yeah, but who knows? I know where I want him to go because I happen to have a podcast where I think he'd fit in nicely on what I cover. But JD, where do you think he should go?
TNA. I think he should be headed for TNA. I don't know what TNA is looking to do though. Like with the whole, I didn't get to talk much about the Scott DeMore kerfluffle. Like that all started happening when I started having issues and stuff. So I don't kind of know what they want to do right now. But I think that old Mike Santana tried to reinvent himself and it just didn't quite take in AEW. I mean, he hasn't been a happy person in a while, and I hope he just finds somewhere he can be happy again. So I think TNA would be a pretty good fit for him, or TNA comeback. I don't know, maybe WWE if that's it, but I mean, they don't seem to be signing a lot of older guys. So he's like in his early 30s, so not like old, but it seems like TNA would be a good fit.
Yeah, that's obviously my number one choice. I have a TNA podcast, and he's a TNA guy. Like that's where he made his name. That's how he got picked up by AEW. Because LAX came in and they were a great act in TNA. They were multiple time tag teams. I think 4-time tag team champions there, and that's what got them signed by TNA because they went to the Jericho Cruise and worked the Young Bucks, and they were like day one AEW guys. They had him and Ortiz had a falling out, and so now he wants to go solo. TNA would be my pick for him. I could see him wanting to try NXT. And I think he would probably do well in NXT. He's not a small guy. He's actually a pretty thick dude now. He got himself all bulked up. Probably needs to trim down a little bit actually, because he got himself probably a little too big after his surgery. But probably trim down a little bit. And he's a really good worker. I think he's a very underrated promo, especially like from his. I covered his stuff extensively in TNA, and I thought that his promo work was awesome. So. Yeah, I think that he would work out well in NXT too. But it'll be curious to see where he's at. Hold on, we got a special guest. We need to get this guy on. Baby Huey, 77 The Bone out of San Francisco, California. Dude, The Bone was my favorite. When I used to drive to work every day in Oakland, I would listen to The Bone, and on Tuesdays they would have Ta Tuesday. I'll have to explain to you what that is offline.
Oh, okay. My imagination's kind of filling in some of the details, but I'm
sure they cause a lot of car wrecks. I'm just yeah.
Okay, I do want to hear this later.
I'll explain offline.
Okay.
Next guy who appears to be gone from the company, although nobody has said official, is Matt Hardy. His contract expires at the end of the month. He's already been removed from the AEW roster. One broken Matt Hardy jobless here pretty soon, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with him. I mean, I think AEW was kind of the best place for him. Maybe he's looking to move into being a coach or something like that afterwards, which is, I don't know if that's what he wants to do, but I mean, he hasn't moved well in a long time. And I think with Jeff being hurt again, it might be time for Matt to just kind of go into the sunset and be a coach, either AEW or WWE. That's my thought.
Yeah, there was a word I think a year ago we started hearing that maybe Matt was going to try to transition into a producer role, and he's pretty beat up. Like the guy is not moving too well. He's getting himself into better shape, but that doesn't mean his knees are working. his knees and his backs and his joints and all that stuff. So he's a pretty beat up guy. I know a lot of people are like pointing towards TNA. I don't think TNA would be a good fit for him,
No.
unless he was just wanting to be a producer and like, travel to the shows. I don't think TNA would do anything with him either. And I know WWE wouldn't at this point. So, probably either retirement or just looking for a producer gig somewhere, or maybe even doing like his own indie promotion or something.
I mean, he's kind of getting close to 50, right? He's got to be at least 47, 48, something like that. So, I mean, he had a really good career, he had a great comeback. I mean, the broken mat really helped save that era of TNA, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I think he could bow out gracefully at this point and know that he had a really good career. And I'd like to see him passing the knowledge on to the next generation. I just don't like I haven't liked watching Matt Hardy wrestle for a couple of years now. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So this next one, I didn't have it on the list because it just broke, but actually, should I hit the button? Actually, no, I can't hit the button because it's not official yet. So I can't hit the button. It's not official. But Josiah brings it up. Kevin Kelley. Not only did he not announce Collision tonight, he has also been removed from the AEW website. PW Insider had a report earlier that it looks like he's gone, but nobody's wanted to confirm that, so they're not going to confirm it yet either. But it appears that Kevin Kelley, who was actively, seemingly trying to get himself fired by publicly speaking out against Ian Riccaboni for daring to call him a QAnon guy for supporting a movie that is QAnon affiliated, right? What was the name of that movie?
I don't even
remember. It was about like child predators, like child trafficking thing. Like here's the thing, guys. Like wanting to end child trafficking, good. Okay. Good. Yes. I think that is an admirable thing. I am on your side. Yes. I think these Q people with all their demons and blood sucking, and then it all appears to be around like Democrats and Republicans that they just don't like. Like that's weird to me, and it seems like they have an agenda there, and they're using that to kind of cloud certain things that they're doing behind the scenes to try to get certain people elected. So they're using that as like an issue, a hot button issue, because like everybody agrees on the issue, right? And then it is a thing that is absolutely happening, but they're saying it's like centrally focused around this one group of people that they happen to want to vote against, right? You know what I mean? So that's the whole weird thing.
And if you disagree with them, then clearly you're one of those people.
Yes. Yeah. You're
like
a lizard person, like Billy Corbin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you shouldn't go full Q, man. You shouldn't go full Q.
Yeah.
It turns out Sound of Freedom, that's what it was. It turns out that if you try to get yourself fired, you may actually pull it off.
Yeah. So because him and Riccaboni have not gotten along in a while. I think Kevin Kelley had said some stuff like publicly about Ian, and then Ian went on the Voices of Wrestling Discord and kind of
buried Kevin. It was great.
Yeah. The screenshots are out there. So but if you want random celebrities to pop into a Discord, head over to Voices of Wrestling Discord. I actually had a conversation with Ian in one of the threads one time. He's a very pleasant guy.
Yeah, Ian's a good
dude. Like this, it's kind of cool to see him in there. He just kind of like, unfortunately, spoke out in public about Kevin Kelley, and then the screenshots went around. So everything you say on the internet is fair games for everybody. You know what I mean?
I mean, can we be honest about this? Ian Riccaboni is a much better commentator than Kevin Kelley. So, okay.
You know what? I like Ian Riccaboni. I don't think I agree with. I happen to really enjoy Kevin Kelley, and I think Kevin Kelley is tremendous in New Japan.
In New Japan, he's great. He's not been great in AEW. Ian Riccaboni has been much better in AEW.
Okay, I agree. I do agree with that. I thought Kevin Kelley was tremendous in Ring of Honor. I thought he was even better when he got to New Japan.
I agree
and
with that.
One of my favorite commentary duos of all time, like right up for me, right up there with with Vince and Jesse, who's like one of my favorites, and all the different incarnations in WCW that I really loved, is Kevin Kelley and Don Callis. I love them. I thought they were fantastic, and I was really disappointed whenever they stopped working together. So I wonder where he goes next, man, because I don't think WWE would bring him back. He's on the old side, right? I think he's probably like 60 by this point, because he used to work there like 30 years ago. TNA has Tom Hannafin. Tom Hannafin is fucking great. I don't think TNA needs a guy, so what does he do?
I don't know, because I don't think What's it, Walker Stewart? That's the guy's name that New Japan brought in.
He's good too. Yeah,
he is good. He's 21. So I mean, like, he's cheaper. I'd say it, but it's probably true. You always bring the young guy in because he's definitely cheaper, and like he's probably better. And here's the thing, though, is at some point time passes us all by, right?
Yeah.
And when that happens, it's time to bow out. And it's when Kevin Kelley made the transition to AEW this year, it just wasn't as good. Like, he just didn't seem as comfortable, didn't seem as knowledgeable in the product, and it just hasn't worked out. And the times that Ian would fill in for him, there would be a new era in the show. Like, I think Ian and Caprice are one of the best. I mean, it's unfortunate it's a show I don't watch very often, but I mean, like, I think they're one of the best duos in wrestling. So I mean, like, the fact that you can get if you can get Ian on and working with Nigel, who I think Nigel's fantastic. So I mean, like, I think that that's a good thing. Like, I mean, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen that way. Like, JR is one of my all-time favorites, but he lost his fastball a while ago. Like, it happens.
Yeah.